I'm Abby Ernest-Beck, and I read The Fall of Five by Pittacus Lore, which is 355 pages long. So this is the fourth book in the I Am Number 4 series. Takes place on Earth. It's kind of a science fiction story. So there's 9 members of the Guard on Earth, who are, I guess you could say, aliens, even though they look like humans. And they're from the planet of Lorien. And they've come to Earth to save the planet from the Mogadorians, which are the bad aliens, and they're from another planet. And the Mogadorians are planning on taking over Earth, so the Guard have come to try to protect it, and then eventually go back to their home planet and restore it. So in this book, most of the Guard have already, at least the Guard that are still left, have already united together, and they just kind of got past. They at the end of the last book, they tried fighting the Mogadorian leader, Satrakas Ra, but they didn't end up winning and kind of narrowly escaped. So in this book, they decide that their next step is to find number 5, which is one of the only people they haven't gotten yet. So they found some signs on the internet that 5 was looking for them. He burned a big sign in a field and then made some posts and stuff. So they knew where he was. They managed to meet up with him. And he helped them fight Mogadorians that came when they met him. And so they go back to 9's apartment. They all get called by their number. That's like what they call them. So they go back to 9's apartment to train and get ready to kill the Mogadorians. And they decide that they're going to go get 5's chest that he had buried, and so that people wouldn't go and get it. He had buried it to hide it, so he didn't have to carry it around with him. So they went to go get his chest full of treasures from the Lorien planet. But the night before they were planning on going, Ella, who is not one of the original Guard, she's the number 10, you could say, quotation marks, because she wasn't one of the original ones, but she came to help out. She got in this trance where they couldn't wake her up, and number 4, John, tried to wake her up, and he got in the trance too. So they had to stay behind, and they had a friend watch over them, and the rest of them went to go get 5's chest. But they found, when they were with 5, that 5 had actually been working with the Mogadorians, so he was a traitor. And they had to fight 5, and they narrowly escaped with their lives. And but they did. They managed to hold them off. And meanwhile, back at the apartment, the Mogadorians had been tipped off by 5 as to where they were. So they came and fought, and there were only John and Ella who had any powers, and the rest of the people there were humans. So it was a pretty tough fight, but they did manage. Everyone survived except for one person, except for the pet, Bernie Kosar, who is a shape-shifting pet from Lorien, and he sacrificed his life to let them escape. So everyone escapes. They manage to all live except for Bernie Kosar, but they're not sure really what they're going to do next against the big, bad, evil guy. That's kind of where the story ends. Let's see, some themes in this book. Let's see. Well, working together is important. That was a theme that you really need to have everyone together before you can really accomplish much. Also, that it doesn't really matter who you are. Like, it doesn't really matter your background. You could be a hero no matter what, because a lot of the humans in the book were actually the true heroes. For example, John's girlfriend, 4's girlfriend, Sarah, she was a hero. She helped fight the Mogadorians off at the apartment. Also, and 5 had a great background, but he turned out not really being a good guy. Other themes I saw, that was about it. And then, let's see, the 4 main characters in the book. I would say the 4 main characters are John, 5, Satrakas Ra, and Sam. So John is number 4, and he narrated the first book in the series, and it was pretty much all about him. So he's like the main protagonist. And then Sam is his human best friend, who he met at a high school here. and 5 is one of the Lorians, but he's a traitor, and he's the one who had been working with the Mogadorians secretly. And then Satracus Ra is the big antagonist. He's the head of all the Mogadorians. He's trying to take over the planet. He wants to rule the planet. Yeah, so I think those were the 4 main characters that I saw this book. Dad, wave if you're on camera. I'm doing a book report. Now you're behind the book. Okay, yeah, it was a good book. I'm excited for the next book of the series to come out.